Hi, my name is Seraj Ahmad and I am here to explain a very important topic of gravitation. When the question is asked or based on the gravitation, many type of question arises. Basically, what is the gravitation and what is the difference between the gravitation and the gravity, and what happen if a particular object is thrown in upward direction, why it comes back in on the surface of the earth, or what happened when the speed of all the planet is increased, or what happened when the speed of all the planet will decrease, and why the Pluto does not consider under the category of the planet, or how many planets in our solar system. So before going all this topic, we have to learn or remember the basic concept, the difference between the planet and the satellite and the name of all the planet. So before explaining all the topic, we have to learn these little terms like a planet, stars. So in our solar system, there are 8 number of planets, but Sun is not under the category of the planet, is considered as a stars. Sun is considered as a stars, and all the objects which are revolving around the Sun are called as planet. So a question arises that many type of all the bodies like comets, celestial bodies, and different type of object are also revolving around the Sun, but they are not considered under the planet. So for the remembering of the planet have certain criteria. They have certain standard parameter. That's why the Pluto does not consider under the planet or under the category of the planet, because they do not have the standard parameter which are satisfy the parameter of a planet. So before explaining this topic, we have to learn what is the planet. So remembering that in our solar system, Sun is a star. Always remember that Sun is a star. Sun is a star. Remember always, Sun is a star. And the object or the body which are revolving around the Sun, or the object and the body which are revolving around the Sun in elliptical orbit mostly are called as planet. And the object which are revolving around the planet and the object or the body which are revolving around the planet are called as satellite. So before going, very clear that what is a satellite and what is a planet. A satellite have a certain criteria and which revolve around the Sun in elliptical orbit mostly are called as planet, and those objects which are revolve around the planet are called as satellite. So basically in our solar system till today, the scientists had discovered 8 number of planets. So we have to learn or remember all the name of all these planets. We have a very short trick to remember all these planets. Which one is near to the Sun and which one is near forest. Hi, my name is Seraj Ahmad and I am here to explain a very important topic of gravitation. When someone says about the gravitation, many type of question arises in our mind. Basically, what is the gravitation and what is the gravitation? A simple question is asked, and generally mostly of the students are asking why the all object when thrown in upward direction are suddenly come back on the surface of the earth. What is the reason behind it? And what happened when the speed of all the planet or the object revolving around the Sun, that is stars, will increase, what happened, and the speed of the planet will decrease, what happened, and what happened when the distance between the stars and the planet should increase, what happened, and the distance between the star and the planet decrease, what happened? Many type of question arises in the gravitation. But before the explaining of further topic, we have to learn or remember all the basic concept. That is, what is the category of the planet, what is the satellite, and what is the star in our solar system. So before explaining the topic, always remember that in our solar system, sun is always a star. Sun is considered as a star. Remember that sun is a star in our solar system. And remember here, all the objects which are revolving around the sun, all the objects which are revolving around the sun in elliptical orbit are called as planet. Remember that planet are those objects which are revolving around the sun in elliptical orbit are called as planet. Like this elliptical orbit, like running an example of egg. So this is called a planet. This is called a planet. But here a question arises, as I am saying, number of planet discovered is 8. But in the universe, no, there is not 8 number of planet or the object. In the universe, not 8 number of planet or the object in the universe. It may be millions of comets, asteroids, celestial bodies which are revolving around the sun, but they are not considered as a planet because the planet have some standard parameter, some standard criteria when any object or the planet or the satellite, planet or the object or the bodies are satisfied these standard parameter, then it should be called as a planet. Otherwise, it not considered under the category of the planet. So remember always, the planet are those objects which are revolving around a star, that is sun, in elliptical orbit. And remember that what is the planet and what is the satellite. So satellite are those objects which are revolving around the planet are called as satellite. So before going further topic, we have to differentiate what is the stars and what is the planet and what is the satellite. Planet are those objects which are revolving around the sun are called as planet, and satellite are those objects which are revolving around the sun around the planet are called as satellite. But how many number of planet are discovered till today? So Pluto was also considered as a planet before the some year, but till today we have only 8 number of planets. Pluto are not considered as a planet. Till today we have in our solar system 8 number of planets, that is learn very easily EVM, that is EVM, and here is the sun, that is our star, and here is 2 dash SUN. So what is EVM, SUN? Why is the blanket? That is MG. MG, that is MG. So E for Earth, that is our planet. E for Earth. V for Venus. M for Mercury. M for Mars. Remember that the difference, where is Mars and where is Mercury. And J for Jupiter, S for Saturn, similarly U for Uranus, and N for Neptune. So we have to learn all these planets in these respective order. So we have to identify which one is the farthest from the sun is Neptune and which one is closest to the sun is Mercury. So the diameter of the Neptune is very long as compared to other planets. But this is the coldest planet in our solar system. And one question arises, as the Mercury is near to the sun, so the Mercury is the hottest planet in our solar system? No. Mercury is not considered as the hottest planet because Mercury have the certain parameter, certain categories, certain specialization. Because when some part of the mercury is in contact, the temperature of this particular component will increase, but the part of the mercury which are not in contact will not increases. Suppose that this is the sun, and this is the mercury. This is the mercury. So when the part of the mercury of this part is in the front of the sun, this part will be in the temperature of this part will increase, but at the same time temperature of this part will be decreases or not increased. So due to this reason, Mercury are not considered as the hottest planet. In that case, Venus has the ability to the hottest planet in our solar system. So we have to learn about what is the planet which are revolving around the sun in elliptical orbit called as planet, and which are revolving around the planet are called as satellite. In our solar system till today 8 number of planets are discovered, that is EVM and SUM, which in the middle MJ. So, and many of question arises as we discussed before the topic explanation. What happened if the speed of the planet are increased or speed of the planet are decreased, or the time period of the planet will increase, or the distance of the planet from the sun is increased like this. Neptune belongs the farthest distance. What happened if the distance between the Neptune and the sun is decreased? Like the Neptune belongs like this. What happened? Then the time period of the Neptune will be decreases. And what happened if the distance of the Mercury which belongs first from this sun will be increased? Like Mercury belongs here. We have taken an example like belongs to here. Then the time period of the Mercury will be increases as the time period of the Mercury here is very less. So before explaining this topic, we have to know about one of the scientists which discovered named as Kepler's law of planetary motion. That is, Kepler conducted 3 laws: law of area, law of orbit, and the law of time period. So according to law of orbit, all these planets, that is Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, all these planets revolving around the sun in elliptical orbit, and the sun is at the focus. As we say, all the planet is revolving around the sun in elliptical orbit, and the elliptical has 2 focus and 2 vertices. So here the shape of elliptical like this. Here though focus, here the F1, suppose the F2, suppose the F1, and the line which are passing from F1 and F2 called as major axis, and the line which are perpendicular to the major axis called as minor axis. The distance of the major axis and the minor axis are given by minor axis 2b, and the major axis is 2a. So always when all the planet revolving around the sun, like in the elliptical orbit, then sun is always at focus, either F1 or on F2, always and always. So we have to identify first law of Kepler's law is all the planet is revolving around the sun in elliptical orbit, and the second law is all the planet will revolving around the sun. Like taking an example, a planet belongs to here, suppose at point A, it cover a distance or the area from this to A to B in 2 seconds. This area in 2 seconds. Then the planet should have to cover in 2 seconds. That is next 2 seconds. This area should be equal. That is the second law of Kepler's law of planetary motion. That is called law of area. If A to B, if the area from A to B in 2 seconds, then the same area will be covered from B to C in the 2 seconds. That is called law of area. And third thing, as we discussed about elliptical shape, so this is the major axis of the ellipse. This is the major axis of the ellipse. Suppose the planet is here this, and the part from this to point A, point O, suppose, and point O. This is called a semi-major axis. Semi-major axis, and that is A. The total length of major axis is 2A, and the semi-major axis will be A. So next law is the time period. Next law, which are based on the time period. The time period of any planet is square of time period of any planet is directly proportional to the cube of semi-major axis. To the cube of semi-major axis. That is the third law of Kepler's law of planetary motion. So for the explanation of the speed or the time period of any planet, Kepler's conducted 3 laws. First law is law of orbit, and the second law is law of area, and the third law is law of time period. Hope the question is clear. Thank you.